We're going to learn more about the severe weather chances with meteorologist Kit Cloninger.
Hey, thanks, Alana. Let's take a look out here. Orange Beach, Alabama. Looks nice, looks warm. Anyone who's in the central United States in the next couple of days might want to be picturing a beach to try and keep warm, as it's going to be cold up there. But let's take a look at the southeast regional forecast now. We had a lot of hail across parts of the south and central plains. You see a lot of small hail in there, so fortunately it wasn't severe hail, but we did have several reports of quite large hail. Here's a look at some of the wind alerts. Like I said, across the majority of South Dakota into northern parts of Nebraska as well. We've got a high wind watch out, so we're going to keep an eye on that, as we might be seeing some fairly intense wind speeds with this. We're looking at 56-mile-per-hour gusts here on Thursday afternoon in Rapid City, Bismarck up to 40, so definitely very high winds, and that's why we're looking at the chance for those blizzard warnings. That's our first wave of severe, and then we have a second wave shifting a little bit towards the east. This will be on Tuesday here, so this is when we get Birmingham, Chattanooga, and Nashville once again in on the potential for severe weather. We're going to be seeing Colorado lee side low spin up. That's going to bring some severe weather farther south from here, but some heavy snow across the upper Midwest. First, we're going to get a brief warm up. Warmer air coming across the southern plains into the central plains warms us up just a tad. That 0-degree line across the northern plains almost makes it back to Canada, but then another push of Arctic air really brings us back down below zero as we start off the start of next week. Not a ton across most of the Dakotas here. We could be looking upwards of 3 inches in that area where we have that blizzard warning. And of course, the main impacts are from the high winds blowing that snow after the fact. The highest snow, though, is going to be International Falls all the way down to Hibbing, northern Minnesota. The other side of the wind factor, though, is it's going to be pushing a lot of the water from the Atlantic into some of the bays and some of the inlets as well. Could lead to some coastal flooding. The other side of this, we could be looking at some inland flooding just from the rain alone. Heading out to the Field of Dreams now in Dyersville, Iowa on Tuesday evening. A gorgeous evening out there. We're going to be seeing some temperatures fluctuating in that region over the next couple of days. You can get your central regional forecast at 30 past the hour. But now we want to talk about into the weekend. We've got a potential for some severe weather on the way. So the Storm Prediction Center in Oklahoma has already issued this slight risk for Saturday. So let's dive into this forecast now, as we are going to be looking at instability making its way up the central plains into the Midwest there. That's going to provide enough energy for some thunderstorms to take hold. Of course, you see that low pressure system that's bringing up a lot of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. It's not atypical for dew points to be in the 60s in Iowa, but for this time of year, it is a bit unusual that they're getting this far north, and that's going to provide that moisture for those severe thunderstorms. We've got this Colorado lee side low that's developing as we head through the day here early Saturday morning. Then that's going to eject into the plains, bringing all that moisture, the instability, and a little bit of that heat is actually going to help produce some of those thunderstorms. Also look on the north side of this. We've got some chance for snow and ice as you get into the colder regions of this system. So looking at the jet stream, we do have a lot of energy that's going to provide the shear for these systems to come through. And we've got sort of a couple of systems coming through. Notice all of those L's. Those are a bunch of different low pressure systems in the upper levels of the atmosphere. That's going to enhance some of the energy that we see at the surface, like I said, providing that shear. And that's going to give us another day of potential severe weather as we head Sunday into Monday. This time it's focused more towards the central Mississippi into Ohio River valleys. We might see some of that lasting overnight a little bit as well. Then high pressure builds across the central plains, so that's going to clear out any more chances. But another factor of this is we're going to see some very heavy rainfall as well across the middle Mississippi, up the Ohio River Valley. So we could be looking at the potential for some flooding with this system. Taking a look at the forecast high temperatures, Kansas City, you're going from the 70s to the 40s in a matter of 2 days. The 40s are about where you should be for this time of year, but it is going to be a bit of a shock to the system. Des Moines, notice there on Saturday, that's where we have the biggest potential for those thunderstorms.